Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Star Trek Picard Season 3, Episode number 4, No Win Scenario. And this is a really good one. Amazing content, by the way. Just a few things niggling here and there in Season 3 that reminds me, okay, there are of course flaws, but I am loving this season so much, I'm willing to forego the flaws. But another good episode. I think this is what most of us were looking for, with the exception. Look, season one had a couple of good episodes. Season two had some good things here and there going for it, but overall, it's been lacking. To be honest, for me, and the thing is, after I watched both the seasons, I'm not really missing it so much. But when season 3 was announced that, you know, the rest of the cast are going to join, the rest of the characters also are going to join up, minus of course Data. I had tears in my eyes. I was really looking forward to it, and this is what we're looking for. More of this. My only complaint so far with this season is that the crew, the TNG crew, is not together. Near and dear to our hearts, I'm still yet to see Geordie LaForge. I'm still yet to see Deanna Troi, other than those two small scenes in which she's on the view screen talking to Riker. But we do know that they will eventually turn up. I'm guessing it's it's going to be from episode 5 or 6 onwards. I'm not sure about episode 5. It might be coming from episode number 6. And that is disappointing, but at the same time, there's a lot of good things over here. So this episode, we don't really see Raffi or Worf, but some really good episodes. Picard with his son Jack in the holosuite, showcasing 10 forward, how would it look like, and them having talking to each other. By the way, swearing in this in Star Trek, it doesn't really go well. When Captain Shaw says it, like, he doesn't really swear that much, but yeah, he does say a couple of words. Calls himself an asshole, calls himself a dipshit. It actually sounds a lot more natural. Just seems like something this character would actually say. However, when Picard says fucking, it's really off-putting, to be honest. It is way out of character, and to be honest, these in this particular time, they're not really used to saying that. Anyway, but yeah, that was a really beautiful scene. Them doing it. You see, 5 years back, Picard in the actual 10 forward on Earth, alone having some fish and chips in the year 2396, and you see it's on Frontier Day, and you have some of these young cadets or young officers coming and talking to him about his exploits, and initially he's a little bit reluctant, but he's a great storyteller. He regales them with stories, and then you actually see that Jack was actually there sitting at the bar, not dressed as one of the officers, but just with a cap and sitting over there, and he actually asks Picard about, did all this time were you sad that you never got to have a family and all that, and he says, no, I wasn't, I never did have a problem. And that kind of is a very sad moment, because Picard didn't know that it was his son back then. That must have been really tough for him to hear. Earlier on in the episode, Picard does ask him, like, did you not try to reach out to, why didn't you not try and reach out to me? And then, so now we know he actually did, and it was very heartbreaking for him at that time. Then Shaw turns up, and basically he's hopped up on meds, on painkillers, and then we learn why he has got something of a bone to pick with Picard. He was I think he was a lieutenant, an ensign, an engineer, a grease monkey. That did sound off, by the way. In one of the ships that were destroyed in the Battle of Wolf 349. I can't remember the name of it, the number of it rather. Oh boy. Shaw doesn't. 849. Trying to find it. 359. Sorry. He was on the USS Constance, and he hates the Borg. That is one of the reasons why he refuses to call Seven by her designation, 7 of 9. Instead, he chooses and makes it kind of for everybody else also to say that you call her Commander Annika Hansen. And explains that he's got survivor guilt, and initially Jack gets angry with him, but Picard says no, it's okay, it doesn't matter. And then, a lot of good scenes. Seven is tasked to go and find, by Riker, to go and find the changeling who is disguised as a as a member of the crew. And then she goes to Shaw. He is the one who knows the ship in and out, and he gives her a couple of clues. She goes to the quarters of the dead ensign, who they find the dead crew member, and she finds the bucket that changelings, that indicates that changeling will, after every, is it 18 hours or 16 hours, they have to go into a goo liquidus form and be in that state for a while before they can go back to being solids, because their natural state is in that of the goo. And she is able to track him. He almost gets the better of her, but they're able to. He kills another member of the crew. He destroys the bucket. Excuse me. And in the goo form, he basically goes through, and and much later on he takes the form of Ensign LaForge, Geordie's daughter, and Seven is able to understand, because when she has a doubt, LaForge is supposed to be on the helm of the bridge of the ship, and instead she's trying to help them in engineering. She's trying to stop them, but she understands, and then she asks her, what do you call me, Commander what? And she says, Commander Hansen, and then she shoots the changeling dead, because she knows LaForge actually calls her Commander 7. So, Shaw manages to, make himself useful as a veteran, engineer can do. He was able to help them ship. The ship gets powered from the. Beverly is absolutely superb. The ship gets powered from these pulses of energy that is coming from deep within the nebula, and Beverly is the one who actually finds out that these pulses are at periodic intervals, and it looks like there's something being birthed from the. She's a doctor. She finds the pattern, and they are able to catch onto the wave of the energy, which also powers their ship, which is at a bare minimum right now. It's wonderful to see the cast. This is something that's been missing. Not the cast, the crew of the ship coming together to put off ideas against each other. They form a plan. They're working together to get out of a bind, and it is successful. And also at that point, they're able to witness the birth of an alien species from within the nebula, that the species lives out in space. It was a beautiful scene, by the way, and Riker gets his revenge. He gets to toss an asteroid at the strike, which had lowered its the Daystrom Institute weapon, which creaets the portal, and because of that they are damaged a little bit, and that was a very satisfying thing. Slingshots using the tractor beam to slingshot that asteroid into the path of the strike. We also learned that there is another changeling, someone who seems to have who is much up higher in the chain above Vadik, and Vadik is reporting to him or whatever that is. That was a really creepy scene. It's almost like something from the MCU or maybe the DC universe, like darker. Get my drift. But yeah, it actually feels like some kind of those super villains kind of thing with the goo forming into that. So apparently, this is someone who's got control of the Great Link, and that's why he's able to do that, or it is able to do that. We don't really know who it is, but that was a really creepy scene. At the same time, that was also like a wow scene as well. Vadik is actually subdued in front of him. All these wonderful things. We don't get to see Raffi, we don't get to see Worf. We just see everything happening on the ship, and then that brief few moments on the Shrike. Vadik is a lot more subdued in this. She's submissive to her superior, to her boss, whoever he turns out to be. Fantastic episode. Again, so disappointed that we don't get to see everybody else. I really want to have all of those. That's my biggest complaint about the season so far. They led me to believe that it was going to be all of them on the ship together, maybe, or at least all of them in every episode, if not always on the same ship. The other complaint, the lights. It's too dark. It is too dark. Please put up the lights. Damn it. That's my biggest biggest issue with this. The Nebula's birth was beautiful. Shaw and Seven working together, that was wonderful. And I think he's going to have more respect for her now. And he taught Shashwick, brilliant actor by the way. He's doing amazing things over here. Picard and Jack together, absolutely brilliant. Who is the boss? We don't really know. The hand goo that she cuts herself and then creates into this changeling face. Boy, might be the link kind of thing. Who knows? But so excited for the next episode. I'll upload this tomorrow morning as soon as I can. This is an amazing episode. I think I'm going to give it a 9, to be honest. And the dropping the points for the darkness, for the fact that the rest of the TNG crew, beloved TNG crew, are not there, and the fact that they're swearing in it. Brilliant. I can't wait for the next episode. Live long and prosper. Stay safe, guys. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.